you won't hear what I have to say. This is Bible. You won't hear what I have to say. You won't. I don't mean that to put you down or me down. Most people here this morning will not hear what I have to say. The Bible says that you'll only hear what thus saith the Spirit of the Lord. So unless the Lord speaks to someone this morning, no change will take place. But I'm going to say something that's true for everybody, whether it resonates for you or not. I'm going to tell you what 9/10 of the problem is that's holding you back. It's not your thyroid. It's not your genes, G-E-N-E-S. No, it's not the medications you're on. It's not the steroids you're on. It's none of that. There's something else holding you back. This world has tricked you. 2/3 of the population is either overweight, obese, or morbidly obese. Just that in and of itself means that you're in an environment where if you don't know what I'm about to say and you don't apply what I'm about to say, you have no chance. I'm going to tell you what's holding you back, and it ain't you. Pamela's making the obvious right. She says, me hold me back. That's what they tell us in personal development. If I was in one of the, if I had a speaking engagement and I pulled that sermon out, I'd say, yeah, it's you holding you back. But we're going to get down to the nitty gritty. Anybody else having a hard time hearing me? Some people still having a hard time hearing me. We're going to get to the nitty gritty. Got a mirror, look in the mirror. I don't want you to look at your body. I want you to look into your pupils, these pupils. I want you to look deep into your pupils. The eyes are the windows to the soul. I want to ask you a few questions. By the way, some of you won't feel comfortable doing this, but let's get a kind of a general age range of the group here. Some of you start telling me, I'm going to get to the point. Y'all bear with me. We're going to get to 21 too. We just have an hour together. 58, 37, 61, 52, 51, 46. I'm doing some quick math. Got an 18-year-old. Way to go. Way to go. God bless the 18-year-old. I got hope for them. I got hope for them. Welcome. We got an 18-year-old. So look at this age range here. I repent, somebody says. That's where it starts. New direction. 65, 68. Look at this. 47, 65. Look at the age. Look at the median. So would y'all say probably the median here, 45 to 50? Is that about right? 15. Got a 15-year-old. I love it. Love it. Welcome, welcome. Got hope for them teenagers. Some of us I don't know about. We're supposed to be laying up in store for them. We act like these kids owe us something. The Bible tells me I owe the kids something. It says I need to be laying some stuff up in store for them kids, so when I'm gone, they got something left behind that I've worked for. And anyway, that's another sermon. We all look at kids at snowflakes. Why don't we show them how to be tough? What do we expect? I know I'm going off on a tangent. What do we expect them to be? What do we expect them to be when we don't have enough self-discipline to get through 3 days? I know Jack's out. We can't get through 3 days. We say 9 meals in 3 days isn't enough. And then we tell the young people to quit acting like snowflakes. Are you kidding me? We better start setting a good example. There's hope for them. So it's safe to say this, right? It's safe to say this. If we don't figure this thing out pretty quick, man, it ain't going to get figured out. Most of us has less days in front of them than behind them. Amen? But yet, when you look in the mirror and you look deep into your own soul, I bet you, in a lot of ways, you still feel like a kid. You still feel you got your hopes, you've got your dreams. When you look in the mirror today, this morning, when you look in the mirror and you see your frame, you see your body, yes, I'm trying to get your head out of the sand. I'm trying to, because I love you. Ain't nobody else going to tell you the truth. Your family, when you're overweight, your family don't tell you you're overweight and looking unhealthy. When you start losing weight and you get the weight off, then they want to tell you you look. Why don't they love you enough to tell you when you're overweight you're looking unhealthy? Lord have mercy, you start losing weight, they go, you look sick. Are you sure you're okay? They wasn't telling you that when you was overweight. But I'm going to love you enough to tell you you've got to get your head out of the sand. If you want the rest of your days to be the best of your days, we got to get your head out of the sand. So when you look in the mirror and you see your visage, I have a question for everybody, and I'm asking for the truth. When you look in the mirror at your visage, your image, whether you be overweight, at weight, or underweight, are you showing everybody in the world who God created you to be? Is that visage glorifying God? Let me know. I want to know. Some of you that feel like putting out a little truth today. What happens here stays here. Nope, not yet. Nope, long way to go. Nope. I'm not showing the world who I really am. Right? Getting closer. I like that. Definitely not. I'm not showing the world. How many of you know, regardless of age, regardless of past success or failure, that you're more than what the world sees? You know yourself you're more than this. Right? So why do I keep self-sabotaging? Why do I keep self-sabotaging? Somebody had said earlier, well, I'm getting in my own way. There's some truth to that, but let's rightly divide the truth this morning. First of all, you're trapped in a world. We could say a lot about the world you're temporarily trapped in, where you've bought into this idea that you are a human being that sometimes gets to have a spiritual experience. So every once in a while you get to go to heavenly places. How many of y'all from the Bible Belt and you know what I'm talking about? Woo! You get to go have a heavenly, you shout the rooftop off, baby. But hey, then you right back into the old melancholy life that you was living before or whatever, because you're a human being having a spiritual experience. You look in the mirror. I hope today this can come out right. I'm trying to rightly divide what I'm feeling. You look in the mirror and you say, this is who I am. You attach all the past failings, all the past times you've quit programs, whatever's gone wrong, all your broken relations, everything that's went wrong. You take all of that baggage and you attach it to this temporary home that you have that you see in the mirror. The Bible says, as we think it is in our heart, so it's going to be. As we think about ourselves, whatever we think, we're going to act. It's going to be a self-fulfilling prophecy, so to speak. So, for example, when I look in the mirror and I've got all my past failings attached to this guy, I go, man, I'm a flunky. I'm a failure. I can't do nothing right. I'm going to try harder today, but I am a failure. It's going to be a self-fulfilling prophecy that day. I'm going to fail. The Bible says that we have to begin to have vision, see things the way they're going to be, and start behaving that way today. If you're 300 pounds, you're not going to ever be 200 pounds if you continue eating like a 300-pound person. I'm starving to death. I'm doing this stupid program and I'm starving to death. The first week, I'm starving to death. Not the real you. Not the 200-pound you. No, he or she is not. Only the 300-pound you. That's not you anyway. That person's got to die. So let them starve to death. Yeah, sometimes you just embrace the growl. I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you because we'd all eat that too. So you're looking in the mirror, and instead of seeing this human being occasionally having a spiritual experience, why don't you begin to see things right? Why don't you begin to see yourself as you really are, as God knows you are, as you know you really are deep down, see yourself as that person. You are a spiritual being having a temporary human experience. You have forgotten who you really are. An overweight, sick person on prematurely on many prescriptions is not who you are, but you are behaving like that is who you are. That is not who you are. You are not the person sitting down with Dunlap disease, belly Dunlapped over belt. You can't bend over and tie your shoes without getting out of breath. That's not who you were created to be. That's not even who you are. You are a spiritual being. A spiritual being with unlimited amounts of faith, unlimited amounts of work ethic, unlimited amounts of self-discipline. You have to begin to behave that way today. I'm going to be that person one day. I am not today, and that's why this is so hard. Baloney! Nothing good. Look, I'm not saying that you can lose the weight overnight, but the character that it takes to lose weight is born overnight. It literally is. You're going to have a Saul to Paul conversion. And Saul didn't just have an inner conversion, he even changed his name. Some of you, heck, fire, maybe you need to go change your name or something. You're so attached to the past. You're so attached to the past that there's no way that you're going to behave in the way that you need to behave to get the weight off. You've got to begin to behave like the person that you're going to be in the future today. Do you understand what I'm saying? Today is the day of salvation. Today is the day of salvation. Travis, I just got to get this weight off. How long will I get people literally ask me, how long would it take me to lose 30 pounds? And I say a month to 2 months if you work hard. Oh God, is there anything I can do in 10 days? Lord, we need a hope. Jesus, help us. I want you, after today's class, at some point this weekend, to spend time writing down who you are, not who you're going to be, who you are. And I want you to begin to behave like that person right now. At that very moment you write those things down, I want you to begin to behave like that person. Like Travis, I am lean, I am healthy, I am well, I am so self-disciplined, it's frightening to my peers. You know, you write all that stuff down and you read it every day. Remember Reloaded, guys, the ones that participate in Reloaded? How many of you participated in Reloaded? Do I have any reloaders? I'm going to get to the point. Hey, Scott's with us. Scott, I'm going to ask you a man-to-man question. Vicky did. Great comments coming out. I'm going to ask Vicky and Scott. Anybody else do Reloaded? Are you still keeping up your journal and your nightstand rules? They know what I mean. Some of y'all don't. Are you still keeping up with that? Haven't been. Marcella did. Yay. Stephanie did. Listen, here's the thing. Because once upon a time, hey, it's good to remind Saul of how he used to behave, right? So every night before I go to bed, I've got my nightstand list. Every morning, this morning, I reviewed it again. It's just part of the daily, it's a part of my daily methods to ensure that I don't relapse or have a permanent relapse. I journal. I have my nightstand rules. I'm always reading about who I am. If you look at my life, you may not see these things. And that's another scary thing about the culture we live in. I had somebody in the past 2 days tell me basically what a terrible human being that I am. terrible. I know everybody doesn't believe that, but this person told me what a terrible human being that I am and how I had abandoned them, and I'm just a terrible human being. Well, if we're not careful, we'll agree with that curse. They tell us that, we agree with it, and now it's going to be a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's going to bring me down. I don't agree with that. The world may see me based upon a past failing or a perceived failing or whatever. I can't listen to them. Their opinion of me and what I'm doing is none of my business. I go back to my nightstand rules, and I read and I see this is who Travis Martin is. Don't care what you think of me. Don't care what I think of me. This is who I am. And then I keep striving to behave to the standard of the human being that I've gotten written down on that page. You won't overnight lose the weight, but it will build character that over time you define yourself a certain way and you begin to make sure that you prove yourself right. But you can't just get up and haphazardly go about this program and, hey, it's time to eat. What are we going to eat? I'm supposed to be on that plan. But, hey, here's a chimichanga. You can't do that. You got to have a plan. You got to work your plan. And your plan has to support what you value. This is what the scripture says. And then we're getting right to 21. This is what the scripture says. 1 Corinthians 10:31. 1 Corinthians 10:31. Some people live out their faith openly. Some people are down here in St. Augustine's on the street corners trying to talk to people about heaven and hell. I get all that. My way's a little different. I'm no holy roller, but I know there's no way to success without the scripture and without the life-giving words in it. And God knew we were going to have this problem. Listen to what this scripture says. We'll use the King James Version. Whether therefore you eat, or whether you drink, or whatever you do all to the glory of God. That's why we say, if you need to lose weight, stop eating. You get 6 days a month. Man was created on the 6th day, so that works out well. You've got 6 days a month to eat whatever you want. But I'm asking you, those other days, do it unto the Lord. Do it for the Lord. Do it to glorify the Lord. Would you do it to glorify the Lord? And I think that there's something else that's missing here. Whether you're a car salesperson, whether you're a hairdresser needing more clients, whether you're a little old wellness coach, whether you work at Shaw Industries in the warping creels, whether you work on a tufting machine, whether you work at LG working on LG equipment, whether you're a dentist assistant or a dentist, listen, the Lord is a rewarder of those that diligently seek Him. Let me say that again because people have forgotten. He's not asking you to do these things just to be doing them or to be mean. He's a rewarder of those that diligently seek Him. So is it diligent for you to take the one thing that you think about more than anything else? You do. You think more about food than you do your own spouse and children and grandchildren. I swear to goodness you do. Think about it. If you're true with yourself, if you're true to yourself, you get up and you think about what you're going to eat, what you're going to eat between breakfast and lunch, what you're going to eat at lunch, what you're going to eat between lunch and what you're going to eat tomorrow, what you're going to eat out of church. You think more about food than anything else. You don't think that you should start your worship with that thing that you think about and do more often than you think about and do. Do you kiss your spouse more than 3 times a day? Do you make love to them more? Now I'm getting intimate. I'm just being honest with people. Do you make love to your spouse 3 times a day? Some of y'all women said, Lord, no. Lord, help. I forget these young people here. But anyway, you think about food. It's the most prevalent. Do you take a bath 3 times a day? What do? You don't do. You think about food all day. So does it make sense that your worship, instead of 1 time a week in the choir when you're singing, oh, that's my worship? No, it ain't. That's to get you in the right state of mind so that you can worship. I'm telling you, if you want to worship God, put the work in. So you want to start in a place that's pleasing to God, take the one thing that's a stumbling block to you, whereby you make wrong choices on a daily basis and it holds you back and it prematurely ends your life. Take it and commit it unto God and watch what happens. All of a sudden, if you don't realize and expect the goodness of God, you're committing your food and your drink to God. You're gonna sacrifice what your will for His will 25 days a month. Still get to eat good food. He'll feed you better than you feed yourself. So you eat breakfast for the Father, lunch for the Son, dinner for the Holy Spirit. You might as well be on the lookout for other blessings. Because if you commit that unto Him in your heart, some of you want to do this to lose weight for all the wrong reasons. That's how I started. But what if we do it unto the Lord? We just make it a part of our lifestyle. You ain't got to brag about it to nobody. You just do it in your heart. And the Lord, He's a seeker of the heart, the intents of the heart. He sees that you've committed your food and your drink unto Him. He's going to bless you in other areas. You sell more cars. You get more clients. I promise you, it works that way because He wants to bless you. But it's an act of worship. It's an act of sacrifice. And if you'll treat your food that way, instead of treating it like it's a toy, you'll get your health back. At a minimum, you'll have much better levels of health. You'll have more self-confidence. You'll have more self-esteem. You understand what I'm saying? All right, Pam, yes, we're going to get to 21. Sorry. We got to try to motivate people too. All right, y'all, we're going to get started. Any questions, comments, anything you got on your heart before we move to 21? Thank you, Tish. Thank you. Thank you, Vicki. I can teach you all kind of things. I can teach you, but does it matter? Does it matter if you don't use and apply what we teach? No. We got to at least have the energy and enthusiasm to use and apply the things we're learning. How do you officially join? I'm going to answer that question, Scott, because we're getting that one a lot. I had it in my inbox this morning. How do you officially start? Well, in our website, the minute you start journaling perfect days, it starts. And when you have 21 perfect days in a row, the system will pick up on that and award you your 21-day self-mastery badge. Some have said, well, you can have perfect days without following these rules. That's true, but when we started this, we looked at the back end, the admin side, and it was like 0.5%, maybe it was less, 0.5% of our people had ever had 21 perfect days in a row. So it stands to reason that if somebody does, it's because they're here in this group with focus on it. So rather than writing a whole separate thing, we just said, okay, 21 perfect days in a row, they're more than likely trying to do the 21-day in a row self-mastery program. So you just start journaling and the system will pick up on that. Once you have 21 perfect days in a row, you'll get your self-mastery badge. All right, so I'm going to pull up our materials today, and then I'm going to share it with you. Let me share the screen. Bear with me. Should see my screen in just a few moments. Thank you, Miss Angie. Good to have you. Good to have you, Adam. Hey, everybody. Welcome if you're just coming in. We have 160 people today. 160 uncommon, awesome people. I love it. Between both platforms. Vicky got in 21 days in a row. If she can do it, if I can do it, we all can do it, right? Amen. Amen. Okay, so my screen is up now. You'll see food list. But what we're going to do first is go to the rules. Bear with me. I'm having a little bit of time getting the rules up here. Hold what you got. Hold what you got, as Daddy says. I get it. I get it. I think this is it. Now I got it. All right. We put together some rules. We put together some rules. Don't fret. If anybody needs the links, needs the rules, all you have to do is email me, travisjack777@gmail.com. travisjack777@gmail.com. Cindy just put out the website, www.weightlossisfun.com. Password is 21. We ask that you be a member. We set that up. We don't we want to help people. So on the honor system, before you use our stuff, we ask that you be a member so we can keep our little ministry going. All right, so let's go over our rules. And I can send you all the links to everything that you'll need to. Mission: to select 21 foods. No, that's okay, Cindy. I'm doing the same thing. I just ask them, on the honor system, become a member. Become a member. I've been doing the same thing. 21 days, 21 foods, 21 pounds. Select 21 foods, recipes, meal replacements, or specific wow challenges at the beginning of each week. There is a form to do this on that has 21 slots for you to pick 21 foods. I'm going to show you how to go about that today. Okay. You're going to be selecting, it's proverbially or figuratively. Here's what we're doing. We're humbling ourselves as a little child. We are about to get ready for the role of a lifetime, and we are transporting ourselves to an island where we've got to survive for 21 days, and we can only take 21 foods with us from the list that I'm going to provide. You can't take the 200 foods. You can only take 21 foods. This is for a reason. You're going to be on this island for 21 days. If you deviate from the rules purposefully, then you have to start over until you can get 21 days in a row. The results that people are getting from doing this are astounding. If you get into day 14 and you purposefully lose your wit, or you lose your wits, your self-discipline, and you screw up on purpose, you got to start over. You got to start over if you're not following the rules. But you're going to take your foods with you, and for 21 days, we're going to play a game of castaway, right? You're a castaway on your own island, and you can only focus on the foods on your list that you pick from my list that I'm going to give you. Once you've got your 21 perfect days in a row, you win. You get yourself mastery badge. More than that, you've got a real foot forward in getting your health back. Part of the rules a little different than our regular lifestyle, okay? Water's the same. You got to drink a half a gallon up to a gallon of water a day. You can have any approved beverage, though. Any Shibboleth approved beverage. You do not have to put 0-calorie beverages in your backpack when you go to the island. It does not have to be one of your 21. You with me? People ask constantly this question, so I won't say it again. You do not have to put in you do not have to list any 0 calorie anything on your list. It does not have to be, but you can take endless amounts of 0 calorie beverages, spices, seasonings, sugar substitutes. You can take all that stuff that you want. You don't have to list it in one of your 21 slots. Journal. You must journal online, either on the website or in the app. My app's working great. I don't know why other people are struggling. We continue to work every day on the app, and I know it's getting better. People are learning how to use the app. You got to have a good internet connection the first time you use it so that it can download all of the resources. But I use the app. The journal part of the app works so smoothly and syncs it to the website. But if you bite it, you write it, you hog it, you log it, you nibble it, you scribble it, you drink it, you ink it. Combinations. Here's the great thing for new people in regards to 21. I have not listed any foods that are going to hurt you. I want you to be learning proper food combining. I might even point out that you didn't have a proper meal if you post it in the members group. But if you're doing the 21-day self-mastery program, it doesn't matter what foods you pick out. None of them are going to hurt you. Even if you mess up your combination, you're still going to lose weight because of the foods that I have picked out. But it is so important that if you're new, that you also, during this journey, learn proper food combining. What we're doing for 21 days is not a lifestyle. It is a diet. It works, but it's a diet. It's not a lifestyle that you can live with forever. Some people could, because it's pretty diverse group of foods, but still, you need to know how to eat potatoes and corn and all that kind of stuff in the right food combination. That's what we teach in the lifestyle. You've just got to choose from the foods on the list. Portions. This does matter, and it matters even more because we're not having to worry about food combos. This is a self-discipline and behavior modification challenge. You can choose from the foods in the list. 21 foods must be pre-selected by you at the beginning of each week. You can change up your list once each week or at the end of each week for the upcoming week. But you have to observe normal portion rules, which is a 6 to 8 inch plate. Eat off a 6 to 8 inch plate or use the hand rule. The hand rule in the normal program is thumbs interlocked, fingers together, just like this. So I've picked out my foods. I've got my chicken and my broccoli, and I put my hands over my chicken and broccoli. There's none sticking out around the edges. I can't see any. Then that's a good portion. Hopefully I can cover it with one hand. It's not that you need 2 hands to cover it. It's that's the top limit of what you should be eating, not the bottom limit. I'd rather you do one hand. I often do that. If you're more of a calorie counter, if you're over 200 pounds, each meal should be between 200 and 400 calories. If you are under 200 pounds, each meal should be between 200 and 300 calories. Miss Madeline, the app is called the Shibboleth Journal. The Shibboleth Journal. Just read the description because some people, you have to be a member to access it. And by being a member, you have a little API key that we can help you with. You put that in, it's for security reasons. Then you can open up everything in the app. If you go over or under a little and you're counting calories, I'm not concerned about it. Daily, you can have up to 3 meals. If you want something from the snack list, though, a little different. It's another deviation from the regular program. If you want something from the snack list, because you have an ice cream craving or peanut butter patty craving, whatever it is, then you must give up one meal to have a snack. This is a 3-meal-a-day challenge. If you're going to want your salty or sweet craving fix, you got to be strategic about it and decide which meal you're giving up. Maybe you need to give up lunch so that later you can have your peanut butter patties after dinner. You got to think that through. Timing, it's always important to eat a meal, give your body time to at least get through part of the digestion phase. So we recommend you split your meals up at least 6 hours. If you want to skip a meal, by all means, skip a meal. It's not going to hurt your metabolism. That's a myth, a vile proportion. We need to push away from the table more often, give our digestive systems a break. Don't skip meals to lose weight faster, but if you're not hungry, listen to your body, don't eat that meal. When you do eat a meal, then you want to wait at least 6 hours before having another meal. We do not, this is a 21-day self-discipline program. We do not believe in grazing between meals, not even in the regular lifestyle. Yes, we figured out a way with snacks and freebies that are combined right to help you with mental weakness during the day and still have a perfect day. But we have to break away from the habit of grazing. It's terrible. This culture of this athletic culture, even eating 5 to 6 meals a day, it's, even though they look great, it's hurting their health for sure. It's not good for the body to have to work nonstop digesting and breaking down food. You need a fasting period every day, really. And then don't forget during the challenge, bless the name of the Lord. Honor God. Honor the Lord with every bite that you put in your mouth. We're trying to get 21 perfect days in a row. Any questions about the rules? Now I'm going to go look at the food list with you. Questions about the rules before we go to the food list? Awesome, Scott. Now, I know you can do it, man. I know you can. What's your why? What's your reason? Who do you want to be? You know, that's what it's all about. How do you want to feel inside and out? That's what it's all about. Keeping your eyes on the prize, enjoying the process, focusing on what you can have, not on what you can't have. Okay, I'm going to get moving. No questions. All right. Now I'm going to the food list. Now there's a form. Maybe I should show you that form. Bear with me. Can I get the form for you? Show you what that looks like. I'm so sorry. Sorry about that. I thought I had it pulled up, but it's a different form I pulled up. It's the wrong form. Won't take me but a minute. Bear with me. All right, so let me show you this. I got 2 things I need to show you. You can use a sheet of paper, it would be fine. I'm not saying you got to use this, but it does help clarify some things. So there's this form that you have access to where each day you can, you got 21 days. We're trying to get 21 days in a row. I want you to see every 7 days what your results are. If you can do this, if you can get 21 days in a row, even if it takes you, 3 months to finally get your 21 in a row, think about the progress you're making every time you get a long streak. And then here, if I scroll down, I've got goals and notes. But on the left side, you see the 21 slots for the 21 items you're taking to your island. Susan, I can give you access to all of the links that you need. Just email me after class, and I'll send those things to you. I'm typing my email address now, travisjack777@gmail.com. So you got 21 slots. You're going to choose from the list that I'm about to show you each week your 21 items. I hope you'll post it because it's a lot of help to those of us in the 21-day self-mastery group. So you list your foods that you're taking to your island with you. You can list a food. You can list a specific wow challenge. You can list a recipe from the list. But if it's calorie containing, other than your cooking oil, you must list it here, and you can't change it up during your 7 days. It's a discipline thing. 21 foods is plenty for you to focus on during the week. Gives you lots of variety. Okay, that's that form. Now I'm going back to the list here. Okay. What foods are we going to be pulling? Let me show you. First of all, I've put a column of some proteins here. Some lean protein, some protein plus fat. Please go back to the regular program and learn the proper categories for all these foods. I started with this column because you need to take some protein with you to your island. So I've got my 21 list. Let me start it. My first week, and I'm getting ready to go to the island. Marjorie, you'll choose a new list each week from this group of food, but you get to pick out what you're taking to your island with you. Okay? So I'm picking out some foods. I can't have them all, obviously, or I won't have any place left for green leafy veggies. But I look in that first column, and I know I got some Lars lean, 96% lean ground beef in the freezer, so I'm going to put that down. I need some egg whites, fish, shrimp. I can do that. And I got to have London broil. So I write London broil down. So do I think that I can live with those protein sources for 1 week? Yes. Now here's the challenge. Fat-free cheese is on the list somewhere, Tish. Maybe not here, but it's somewhere. I'll find it. But anyway, so I pick out some protein sources. Now here's the challenge, because we're not used to being disciplined. So let's say that I'm somewhere and there's no shrimp or egg whites or lean ground beef. There's not even fish on the menu. Let's just say that. There's none of that's on the menu. They do have grilled chicken and lettuce. Okay. There's no grill. I forgot to put I forgot to put chicken breast on my list. So sad, can't have it. That's how tough you have to be with yourself. You know chicken breast and lettuce is approved on the regular program. But the point here of this challenge is to become a new creature, right? To become a new being. We're a disciplined sort. We're a disciplined. Yes, I know I can have chicken breast and lose weight, but that's not the challenge that I signed up for. Does everybody understand? If you'll do this, it'll change how you feel about yourself. Category 2. I'm going to put green leafy because that can mean a lot of different things. Green leafy veggies. I'm going to put broccoli. I know I can get that anywhere. I've got some mashed cauliflower in the freezer, cauliflower. No Better croutons is a favorite of mine. Now I've worked into a salad here. If I need a salad with some London broil on it. Then I don't need any flour at this time. I need some meal replacements. I love the Real Good enchiladas, and I have some on hand. See, I ain't even got to do no shopping yet. Real Good enchiladas. I love Power Crunch bars in the freezer. I love to put them in the freezer. They taste so good in the freezer. I got to have some Cibola protein soups. I do that a lot, and that's great for weight loss. And I have a lot of them on hand. Hemp flakes, always got to have hemp flakes. I do, you don't. I'm saying if I'm going to an island, here's what I'm carrying. Got to have G-Butter. Got to have Pintos. Got to have me some Health-Wise chips. I love to snack sometimes on salty stuff. Running out of slots. I can do without bread. I want some carrots, baby carrots to snack on in case I have a mental craving. They're a freebie. I don't have to put my oils or cooking agents in a slot. I'm going to do from the restaurant list, since I didn't put any chicken, I'm going to put family style restaurant. That could be any restaurant, chicken and salad, just in case. Bowl of cereal in the morning might be good, but I'm running out of slots because I'd have to put milk. I'm not going to do that. Cheese, here's the cheese Tish. So I'm going to put approved cheese. Bran crisp. I got to put bran crisp because I might want a bran crisp bread with melted cheese on it. I got one slot left. I'm not going to do a recipe. I'm going to put bio coffee because I have that all the time. Bio coffee. Now, I've got my list. Everybody. So if you are pulling from my list, give me an example of a breakfast, lunch, and dinner that you could eat if you're pulling from my list. Yeah, if I was really doing this list, it would have been more well thought out, Nancy. I probably would put more meal replacements. Tracy, if you remember after class, I'll try to help you, okay? It's probably when you're putting your API in, make sure that your cursor's all the way to the left where you put your API in the app. Because sometimes there's a little space and the space is throwing it off, and it is case sensitive. So egg whites, spinach, and cheese. I put green leafy. I'll go with that. I put approved cheese. So egg white, spinach and cheese. And I got to keep that, I'm under 200 pounds, so I got to keep that around 300 calories. Scott says egg whites, London broiled broccoli would be perfect. A chicken salad. Let's put a grilled chicken salad for lunch. What about dinner? What could I have for dinner? Yeah, Nancy, you have to, you can do a wow challenge and list it in a slot. Everybody knows what those are, right? So you can pick out a specific, you can't put any wow challenge. You have to pick out in advance the specific wow challenge. Dinner could be a real good enchilada. It could be fish and broccoli, protein soup dinner. If you do protein soup dinner, you're going to blowtorch some fat, for sure. Let's put fish and broccoli. So I cooked my fish in MCT oil. I didn't have to bring MCT oil to the island. I seasoned it with Goya fish seasoning. I don't have to bring seasoning to the island. Did have to put fish in my slot. So I've got fish and broccoli. And that would be an example of a day. You can keep mixing it up. At the end of the week, you can change your list again. I want to drive a point home again. If you are sick, unwell, unhealthy, or even just not the best you could be due to being overweight, drugs aren't going to fix it. Weight loss surgery is not going to fix it. Only self-discipline is. And while self-discipline might seem painful temporarily, it's really not painful. If you think about, you can cure your you can totally cure your physical being and body and get back in good health for your age and your genetics. Or you can reverse disease, or you can prevent disease. You can make whatever you're dealing with much better than what it is, even if you can't cure it. You've got something here that tastes good. This isn't hard. I think the thing that makes me more brokenhearted than any other thing is the lies that we tell ourselves when we say, this is so hard. We've got to get new perspective, people. Toughen up. This is not hard. How can you say tomorrow, I'm going to get to eat a delicious egg white omelet that I picked out, a delicious grilled chicken salad that I picked out, and delicious fish and broccoli, and it's going to reverse whatever or prevent disease, make me feel better, better self-confidence, better self-esteem. I'm going to get all this out of eating these three, and I'm going to say, this is hard. Do you hear the lies? It's like the devil's whispering in your ear, and you're just repeating it. It's so hard. It's like he's going, it's so hard. And you go, what was that? Oh, this is so hard. It's like we're being brainwashed by a devilish entity. This is not hard. This is fun. This is easy. This is tasty. And you lose weight. We got to get new perspective. Amen. Who is that? Vicky again. By doing 21 days, I learned what I am capable of in regards of healthy lifestyle. Amen. Carol says, the hard part is breakfast. JG, the sugar addiction. You got to change the thought, though. Got to. As long as we're saying it's hard, we're going to believe it's hard. And human beings don't do things that are hard. Nobody's making us do this. Think about this. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help you guys. Think about this. Is there anything in life, your life, that you don't have to do that's hard that you do? The only hard things in life, when y'all figure out this is 99, this is 9/10 of success is above the neck. If you say it's hard, you think it's hard, you're not going to do it. What thing in your life that's difficult, that's hard, that you voluntarily do? Nothing. The only hard things in your life that you do are things that somebody's making you do, that your survival depends on you doing. Then you might go to work because you got to eat. But when it comes to this, ain't nobody going to make you do it. It's right the opposite. It's right the opposite. They're going to contribute to, they're going to be a stumbling block to you. And that you're telling yourself this is hard. As long as you tell yourself that, you're not going to do it. I get what you're saying, Carol. Breaking the sugar addiction is hard. Physically speaking, yes, it is hard. But there are things in life that are much harder. Being in a foxhole in Afghanistan. So my whole point is, even if it is hard, what's harder? Staying where you're at or just getting this done? Think about what I'm saying. Even if it's true that it's hard, quit saying it. Quit thinking it. You'll never do something that you repeatedly tell yourself is hard because you'll say, well, I can't do it. It's so hard. Success is an attitude. This is easy, baby. This is all I got to do. This is it. This is all you got for me. Oh, this is easy. That's got to be the attitude. And you'll do it. I know it sounds silly, but it's the way it is. This is life. There's a great podcast by Jocko Willink. And I'll close with this and then we'll answer questions. But Jocko's a Navy SEAL. He's one of the motivational speakers I love to listen to. And he was in command of, other Navy SEALs. And they would come to him and they would say, this bad thing just happened. This hard thing just happened. And Jocko's answer is always, good. Good. That's good. So the Navy SEAL come to Jocko. He said, I know what you're going to say before I tell you this, but it's bad news. And he says, what am I going to say? And he says, you're going to say good. And Jocko went, right. What's the problem? He told him the problem. He said, good. Because he believed in everything there was opportunity. And that's what I'm telling you here. No matter how hard people tell you it is, it's hard. We ain't going to have but one food we can eat for 21 days. That's all that's on this challenge is fish. You go, good. Because there's opportunity in it. Success is an attitude. No, Joyce, today's not about food labels. I'm sorry if I promoted the class wrong. I didn't. I'm so sorry. If you'll let me know where you read that, I'll go change it. Joyce is saying, did anybody else have that problem? She's saying that she thought this was supposed to be about food labels. Sorry if I put something out there. I didn't intend on it. It's about the 21-day self-mastery program. Oh, I got you. Joyce, I just was told that's Jason's class. Jason's class is on food labels. Sorry about that. Anybody else? I'm sure it was a great class. Yeah, if you need links to anything, just please email me. It's just easier for me to send you a little email I've got together. I've already put together with the links. TravisJack777 @gmail. Oh, that went to Tracy. Sorry, Tracy. Let me go back to all panelists, all attendees. There we go. Travis Jack. Yeah, if you'll do it, if you'll put, you can do anything for 21 days, right? You can do anything for 21 days. And I will get the links to you that you need within the next couple of hours, everybody. Any other questions or comments? Madeline, if you'll email me, I'll send the links to you. I'm typing it now. There you go. Thank you, Sherry. Protein soups, we have those. You don't have to have those. Just one of my favorites. They're Health Wise is the name of the product. We've got those. You find them at health food retailers. And if you want some, go to www.myshibboleth.com. You can find those there, or email me and I'll send you a link. Thank you, Joyce. Good to see you today. Anybody else today? Thanks, Marcella. Good to have you always. I'll send you the links, Michelle. If you'll email me, I'll send those links. Thank you, Lauren. It's my pleasure. Anybody else? 21 days. Some people have already lost up to 21 pounds. A couple have lost more than 21. Somebody lost 30 in 21 days, I was told. Some lost 5. Some lost 10. Grace says, I keep getting sidetracked by unexpected events. Here's the thing. I love that name, by the way. I love your name, Grace. Here's the thing. That's going to be forever. You rarely are going to get through 2 or 3 weeks in the world we're living in without some type of crisis. The way we're all connected now through social media. Used to, bad things happened to even people we knew and cared about, but we didn't hear about it because there wasn't social media. And today you're living in a time where we're so connected through technology that you're never going to have a run of more than a week or two where life doesn't get in the way. So at some point, you have to prioritize the importance of your eating lifestyle. How important is it to you? And does it matter if it's a funeral? Does it matter if it's an opportunity? Does it matter what it is? No. No, it doesn't matter what it is. I'm committed to my lifestyle of eating. I don't have more than 6 holidays until I lose the weight. I have no more than 12 when I'm in maintenance. And that just has to be life from now on if you want to lose weight. And these are the facts. Life is never going to give you enough quietness and peace to get this done without trying to sidetrack you. So you just got to decide what priority you're going to be to you. Always going to be crisis, always going to be opportunity. We're either headed toward a crisis, going through a crisis, or getting over one headed toward the next one. Anybody else? The name of the app is called the Shibboleth Journal. And then there's a free app called Travis Martin Weight Loss. Tracy, I'm not sure how to help you. If you want right after class, does your computer have a camera and a mic? And I can help you with that. But without seeing it and what you might or might not be doing, I can't help. If you have a mic and a camera on your computer, then we can do a one-on-one meeting and I can walk you through it. Or are you close to a center? Yes, Lisa, there is a Facebook group for this challenge. If you will email me, I'll send you the links to it. You do not have to use the app to journal. Here's my email again. I know some folks are still asking. So you can journal on the website or the app. Any other questions? It's on your cell phone that you're having problems with it.
Do you want me to call you after class? Or do you want to call the center? You tell me. If you'll just email me, you probably don't want to put your number out here. So if you'll email me your phone number, I'll call you after class, see if we can't help you. Penny says, how do you handle this if somebody invites you to their home to eat and it's not according to your lifestyle? Being ministers, this tends to happen. Well, if you were following the challenge, and there's truly nothing there on the challenge, you would either make a decision not to eat, or you'd have what you wanted to eat and start over. That's part of it being a challenge. But that rarely, with the regular lifestyle, absent of it there being a challenge, that's rarely going to happen. There's almost always something wherever you go that you can eat. The problem is when you get invited somewhere, there's things there you want to eat but aren't supposed to eat. That's the problem. And we want it. And we convince ourselves it's going to hurt their feelings if we don't eat it and all that kind of stuff. Well, you get 6 holidays a month, but if you want to lose weight, you can't have more than that. So is it worth having a holiday when you get invited over? I told a minister the other day they said, we debated it, and I finally give up. I said, you win the argument. So my advice is to you, since you're only overeating, I'm not talking to you, by the way, so don't get offended. This is a friend of mine. I have a lot of ministers or a lot of friends that are in ministry, and I can be rough with him. And I said, you win. You're right. It's just so hard. It's so hard to be a minister these days because everywhere you go, people are overfeeding you. And what you need to do is just give yourself over to it and not worry about it. Just go on, because you're doing it to win souls, right? You're overeating to win souls and make friends and be able to influence people. So if overeating and sacrificing your health, that's what you got to do, is a necessary evil for you, and that's why you're doing it, to win those souls and to make good relations, then just do it for he said, you're being a smart aleck. And I said, yeah, but I've sit here and tried to tell you all the reasons you could live with self-discipline, and you countered it with, well, I'm a minister. So it's something you've got to think through and decide what's most important to you. That's my comment. Yeah, you can skip meals if you're not hungry. You do not have to have 3 meals in a day. I don't suggest you skip meals to lose weight faster. Is that Susan, I think? Want to lose 40 pounds. I'm disciplined, but I'm easily discouraged. My weight comes off so slowly. If you're losing 1% of your body weight per week, that's not slow. It's probably slower than you want, but it's fast. That's what we want to shoot for here, 1% a week. Okay, great, Tracy. Good. I'm glad you got that to working. Anybody else? Yeah, Penny, exactly. We got to change our thinking, And, I really think that as a minister, it helps your witness because you have so many people you're ministering to that they're physically destroying their temple. What a great example you can be as a minister to actually increase the number of ears that you present the gospel to, because when you're living in a way that's healthy and well, that makes other people say, Penny's got something I just ain't got. Let me hear what Penny's got to say in all areas, or as ministers. You know what I'm saying? So it actually helps your witness. Hey, Susan, call. Why eggs are free? So how many calories? You still want to control your portion, Marjorie. Yeah, it's true that egg whites are free. They're not going to hurt you, but you don't want to just keep, piling up more food. You're just stretching your stomach. You still want to control your portion, even though that's a freebie. Anybody else before we go? We missed you too, Susan. Belinda asked, is lemon water good for the diet? We prefer, just terminology wise, we prefer to call it a lifestyle because diets don't ever work. First three letters of the word diet spelled die. Anything we start with and don't stay with forever is a waste of our time. So is lemon water good for the lifestyle? Absolutely. Yeah, it's a freebie. You can do that. How often should you weigh on this program? Totally up to you. You know your mental makeup. If you're easily discouraged, I would not weigh every day. I weigh every single day, multiple times, because I'm not discouraged by what the scales say. I'm more fascinated by how food impacted my body, and I learn from that. But for most people, 1 week, once each week is fine. It's up to you and your personality. If you're easily discouraged, I would not weigh a lot. I just focus on perfect days. Salad dressing, yeah. 0-calorie salad dressings are approved for the challenge, or any of the salad dressing recipes and resources are approved for the challenge. If you get caught out and about the only thing you can have if you don't pack a survival kit with your salad dressing, about the only thing you can have would be light Italian if the restaurant has it. Otherwise, just ask for lemon and limes and squeeze lemon and limes on your salad for a salad dressing during the challenge if you're not prepared. Walden Farms has calorie-free salad dressings. Creamy Bacon Ranch is a really tasty one. You can find those at Amazon or from us. If you get them from Amazon, not knocking Amazon, I'm good with Amazon. I love it. But I don't buy food products from them because I'd say half the time they come in expired. So we have fresh Walden Farms calorie-free products, but you might want to shop elsewhere for them. Thank you, Scott. Yeah, we'll do a class on the survival kit for you. Got a void replacement one coming up. Void replacement class next week. Thank you, Cindy. Free shipping for members. Anybody else? Miss you, Miss Cleo. Wendy Crumley says, I use the creamy bacon and horseradish on my London broil sandwiches. Delicious. Sure is. Anybody else? Making me want a Reuben sandwich, Wendy. Thank you. Who is that? Is that Vicky? Thank you, Vicky. You've been a blessing to the program, Vicky Davis. When I say I don't really have a Reuben recipe, I love to use approved tortilla or approved shibboleth bread, and I love to take London broil, fry that in MCT oil, and then fry me a little sauerkraut. Put that between the lids of my bread, melt me a piece of fat-free cheese over it. That's how I do my Reuben. A little fat-free mayo on there. I love it. Yeah, boar's head is always in my fridge, unless I just eat the last bite. Thanks, Tish. Anybody else? Yes, you can. You can ask, would it be okay to count lemon water towards my gallon of water a day? Yes. Yes, it would. That'd be a fine thing to do. You can do that. I buy Boar's Head at Publix when I'm in St. Augustine. I buy it at Ingles when I'm in Cartersville. Hey, Barbara Moore from Jason's class. I bet you had a good time. That boy's something else. Anybody else? I love Boar's Head meat. Can't beat it. Can't beat it. Awesome. This group is awesome, Sherry Carlisle says. Hey, Sherry, my friend. Yes, we're in this together, just like Moses said. He said, come go with us. We'll do you good. Is there any way to look at some Africa food for my personal substitute? I'd love to do that for you. Absolutely. All you have to do is send me some links to foods you want me to look at, and I'll look at those for you. Is it Kahinde? I'm probably pronouncing that all wrong. I apologize in advance. But all you got to do is send me some links to foods that you want me to look at anytime. I'm happy to help you make those conversions. I'll learn with you. Anybody else? All right, y'all. I'm going to get out of here and get y'all back some information that you're waiting on. Those of you that have emailed me, let me give Kahinde my email address. I look forward to helping you convert some foods. TravisJack777@gmail.com. Lynn asked a parting question. Going to a concert tonight, wine or beer? Better option for a social drink. That's tough. From a wellness standpoint, red wine, then white wine, from a wellness standpoint. From a weight loss standpoint, one of the low-carb beers would be better, like a Corona Light, Coors Light, something like that, from a weight loss standpoint. Wine's a little better for you than beer. I'm not saying it's good for you if you overindulge. Let me just clear that up. But a little wine's good for thy stomach's sake. It makes the heart merry. Anybody else? Enjoy the concert. Yeah, Michelob has several light beers that's very low in calorie. Lower, what you want to do when you're out and about and you're still trying to have a perfect day, follow the program allows for alcoholic beverages, but you have to fit it into the program the right way if you want to stay in the zone and keep losing weight. And as long as you fit it in the program the right way, you'll be fine. The lower calorie, the better. REO Speedwagon in Chicago at Verizon. I love it. That'll be a good time. Two good ones. Yeah, we count 2 light beers counts as 1 snack on the program. Same thing for wine. What I do for those of you that you don't mind having a social drink or social setting, if I'm having 2 glasses of wine, I'm usually going to fast during the day. If I know I've got friends coming over that enjoy a glass of wine or something, or I'm going somewhere where people enjoy a glass of wine, I actually water mine down so that I can have more. And then I just sip on it. So 2 glasses of wine can become 4 because I take Ocean Spray Diet and mix in Ocean Spray Diet with Merlot. And that allows me to cut it down, and I still get to enjoy sipping on a glass of wine and have a perfect day. Is the Propel water okay, and does it count as your water? I don't know that I would count Propel as your water. I'd have to look. I don't drink it, so I can't, off the top of my head, I don't know. I think it's got some sucralose in it, doesn't it? So I wouldn't count it as my water. But you can have it freely if it's 0 calories. I'd have to look to remember. If it's 0 calories, it's a freebie. Otherwise, better be careful. Anybody else? All right. If there's nobody else, until next time, I'll just say aloha. Love you guys. Y'all have a great day, okay? I'm going to go get you back some information you're looking for. Goodbye, everybody. Happy Saturday. God bless.